Hey there guys, Erica here from Highway 49 RC. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members for supporting the channel. You guys make what I do possible. So today I am going to don my alter ego, Crazy Brush Girl, once again, and fangirl over a couple of really awesome motors. And yes, I will admit it, I won't deny it, it is Javelin related. They are Kyosho motors, and I don't think I have shown any Kyosho motors on the channel. I do have one X-Speed, which is freaking gorgeous. Sorry for interrupting this video, but I just had to show you guys my Kyosho X-Speed. It's a 10-turn triple, and the main thing I love about it is that pearly white paint on the can. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh yeah. It's got gold hardware on the end bell with some little heat sinks on there, and the end bell itself is a nice light brown. It's also got these side vents on it, which look very, very snazzy. And overall, it is just a beautiful, beautiful motor. Let's get a look, let's get a look. Oh yeah! I've got a pair of Kyosho REV Super Marines. Yeah, you guys might be thinking, oh Erica, that's great, you've got two of them. What are you gonna do, build a clodbuster? Well no, these are actually different. They are different turn counts. And Kyosho only released two different versions, the Type D and the Type G. And I was lucky enough to score both of them on eBay recently. Boy was I thrilled when I found these because they are water-cooled motors. Yes, that's the big thing. They are water-cooled brushed motors with aluminum end bells, 550 can size. The Type G is their high-speed model. It's a 13-turn. The Type D is the high-torque model. Unfortunately, after lots and lots of research, I was unable to figure out what turn count the Type D is, the high torque one. I'm guessing since the high speed one is 13 turns, I'm gonna guess the high torque is probably 19 to 22, 23, somewhere in that range. That would be my guess. In theory, we could do an RPM test on it, count the winds, and then from there approximate what the turn count would be based on other motors. But unfortunately, I have finally given up on fixing my Tekin dyno. It is hopeless. I've tried so many things. I've given up. So I don't have a way to read RPM. So without further ado, let's crack open these boxes, see what's inside, and we're also going to take one of them apart because I gotta see. I gotta know, guys. Come on. Alrighty, let's get right into it. I'm gonna just open the Type D one because it's the same on both of them because I've already opened these, obviously. But these are brand new motors. The Type D has a golden label, or it's not, well, yeah, it is kind of gold, I guess. Check out that end bell, guys. Oh my gosh. Isn't that pretty? It's anodized blue aluminum. It's got an insulator on the spring post and an insulator underneath the brush hood. And the reason for that is because if you have an aluminum end bell and you try and power two sides of the motor, it's just going to short together. It's like touching the two battery wires together. You don't want to do that. So you need to have insulators underneath the brush hoods and anything that's going to come in contact with the metal of the brush hood so that you don't fry your ESC. The timing on these is adjustable, and from what I can tell, it is a 550 can motor. Check that out. This thing is going to have a ton of power. Also in the box is an instruction pamphlet. Just kind of goes over how to set up the motor, gives some information on timing. No information on turn counts, unfortunately, but shows how to install it in a couple of Kyosho's different boats and some other parts that you would need for said install. And here's some information regarding the motor itself, how to put the leads on, how to put the caps on, stuff like that, and talking about timing and such. Then there's also a few other components that are included in this box. Here are a couple screws, looks like motor mounting screws that are Phillips. Those are going to go straight in the trash. Some caps, and then what else? I hear some other stuff jingling around in here. Okay, we've got some motor leads, which we're not going to use because solder-ons are better. And it comes with some silicone tubing. I don't know if it's silicone, but it comes with some tubing. Ports for your boat hull, and some chromed pipes. I don't know what to call them. So as a whole, it comes pretty well kitted out with everything you need to set this up for a boat. Of course, we're not putting it in a boat. Oh no, of course not. We're gonna put these in the Javelin. Here are the two babies side by side for comparison. I mean, they look pretty much the same. The only real difference is the label color on the Type D. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna put in the Javelin yet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with the Type G, the high speed, since I'm guessing the Type D, the high torque one, might be a little too slow on the RPM side. I'm not quite sure. We'll kind of have to experiment with them. Alright, so now it is time to take a look inside of this motor and see what it's all about. Get our brush springs off. I've already loosened the end bell screws. There go our little bushings, or our little insulators. And just pull these out a little bit. Let's see what we've got. I think it's just like normal. Oh, yep, just like normal. Ooh. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so this is a double. Interesting. So, whatever turn count this is a double wind motor. I wonder what the other one is. Maybe we'll crack the other one open and see, just for funsies. And actually, is the armature marked? If the armature is marked, that'll tell us what turn count this one is. Because this is the D, this is the unknown one. Bummer. No markings. Dang. So yeah, this is an unknown in terms of turn count. But we know it's a double wind, so that's good. I have gone ahead and pulled out the armature from the Type G, the 13 turn, and it looks like this is also a double wind. Very cool. So 13 turn double, this should be a pretty speedy motor. Now the thing that I was really curious about this end bell was how they connected the two hose barbs together in terms of coolant flow, right? Because it looks like this is one machined piece. However, from the underside, there's this cover that keeps the coolant in the end bell. So from what it looks like, it's drilled all the way through, and this is a coolant passage. Super cool. I wonder how it's sealed in there. It looks like it's just maybe a press fit. That silver ring looks like it might be just a press fit, but I'm not sure. Now that we're done investigating the insides of these Kyosho water-cooled motors, I think it would be wrong not to give them a quick test before today's video is up. Okay, let's start with the high torque D motor. Now we're running on about 6 volts, and I gotta be really careful not to touch my leads to the aluminum end bell, because otherwise they will short together. Pulling 1.6 amps roughly. Let's check out the Type G. Now this one should be fairly spicy. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. And at 6 volts with our Type G, we were pulling about 2.2 amps. So I feel like that was a pretty good basic comparison of the motor just in terms of no load amp draw. We had 1.5 amps on the D and 2.2 on the G. Now the G was also running quite a bit faster than the D, and that's because it has a higher turn count. Both of them are double wind, so that makes them comparable. But my guess is that the Type D is probably somewhere around a 19 or a 21 turn based on the sound of the motor. If anybody knows the turn count on the Type D for sure, please do let me know down in the comments. And that is going to conclude my fangirling for today, you guys. If you're excited to see one of these motors put in the Javelin along with a full water cooling system, make sure you leave a big fat thumbs up and leave a comment down below as well. If you want to catch up with me outside of YouTube, head over to my Instagram at Highway49_RC. Join my Discord server if you want to chat with fellow RC and full-scale and vintage motor enthusiasts. And if you want to support the channel and what I do, consider becoming a channel member or joining my Patreon. With that, thank you again so much for watching, guys, and Crazy Brush Girl will see y'all in the next one.